So substations in power systems. First, coming to the substation, a substation is an essential part of the electric power system that helps in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Substations are generally connected in between generation to transmission and transmission to distribution. It receives high voltage power from generating stations through transmission lines and uses transformers to step the voltage up or down to the required levels. So, mainly we are using the substations for step up the voltage or step down the voltage based on the requirement. Substations also contain equipments such as breakers, isolators, circuit breakers, isolators, bus bars, and protecting relays, which controls the flow of electricity and protect the system from faults like short circuits and overloads. So, the main use of the substation is not only to step up or step down the voltage, but it also controls the flow of power. The flow of electric power, it may be a real power or reactive power. So, for safety purpose, we are using the various equipments like circuit breakers, isolators, bus bars, and protecting relays to regulating by regulating the voltage, improving power quality, and ensuring safety. Substations helps deliver a reliable, continuous power of supply. That is a main function of the substation. Next, coming to the general block diagram of substations that we are connected from generating station to the distribution station. So, a generating station, generally the generating station maybe a thermal, hydro, nuclear, gas, anything. Generally, the generating station generates the voltage up to a maximum of 11 kV. So, from 11 kV generating station, we have to transmit the power with step up the voltage. So to step up the voltage, we require the step up substations. So from 11 kV, we are stepping up to 220 kV. So from 220 kV, we are giving to the primary grid substation. Again from 220 kV, we are stepped down to 66 kV. From 66 kV, we are stepped down to 11 kV. And from 11 kV, we are giving to the high voltage consumers. Or from 11 kV, we are using the secondary distribution system where we are converting the 11 kV to 440 volts substation. This is a general block diagram of generation, transmission, and distribution, which contains the various substations. So basically, we have the two types of substations. One is the indoor substation, and other one is the outdoor substation. So indoor substations for voltage up to 11 kV, a maximum of up to 11 kV, we are preferring the indoor substations. The equipment of the substation is installed indoor because of economic considerations. However, when the atmosphere is contaminated with impurities, this substation can be erected for voltage up to 60 kV. Next, coming to the outdoor substation, for voltages beyond 66 kV, equipment is invariably installed outdoor. So it is because for such voltages, the clearance between conductors and the space required for switches, circuit breakers, and other equipment becomes so great that it is not economical to install the equipment indoor. So basically, based on the space, the substations are classified into indoor substation and outdoor substations. Coming to the comparison between indoor substation and outdoor substation. So first, coming to the space required. So for outdoor substation, we require the more space. For whereas in indoor substation, we require less space. Time required for erection. So outdoor substation is having the more space, so it required very less time for erection. whereas indoor substation is having the less space, so it is requires more time for erection. So outdoor substation very easy to future extension. Why? Because we require the more space, so it is easy to future extension. Whereas for indoor substation, it is difficult to extension, further extension for location. So in outdoor substation, it is easier because the equipment is in field view. But whereas in indoor substation, it is difficult because the equipment is enclosed. Capital cost is low for outdoor substation, whereas for indoor substation, it is high. Operation is difficult at outdoor substation, whereas it is easier in indoor substation. Possibility of fault acceleration. So outdoor substation is less as compared to the indoor substation. Now coming to the various equipments that involved in substation. So coming to the bus bar, single brake isolator switch, double brake isolator switch, unload isolating switch with earth blade, and we have the various transformers like current transformer, potential transformer, capacitive voltage transformer, and we have the oil circuit breaker, air circuit breaker, and we have the lightning arresters. So these are the various components that we are using in substation, basically to increase or to step up or step down the voltage level, or we can control the real and reactive power flow and also protecting the equipment not to damage. So these are the various we are using. So first coming to the bus bar. So when a number of lines operating at the same voltage have to be directly connected electrically, then they are commonly called as bus bars. Means a bus bar is nothing but it is a common node voltage point where a number of various lines operating at the same voltage are at the isolating voltage. Generally, bus bars are like the conductors, so generally made up of copper or aluminum bars, and they are operating at constant voltage. The incoming and outgoing lines in a substation are connected to the bus bars. Why? Because a substation is having input is having some voltage and output is having another voltage. So the incoming, all the incoming and all the outgoing lines all are connected to a bus bars. So the most commonly used bus bar arrangements in substations are single bus bar arrangement, single bus bar with sectionalization, and double bus bar arrangement. These are the various bus bars that we are connected. So bus bar is a common voltage point that we are connecting all the same voltage levels to the same point. So based on the arrangement, we have the single bus bar arrangement, single bus bar system with signalization, and double bus bar arrangement. So these are the various commonly arranged bus bars in substations. Now we will discuss in brief about the east bus bar arrangement in brief.